Hello there, everyone. Welcome back. We are here to talk about some weather. We got some storms on the way that we gotta cover. So why don't we just jump right into things? Let me switch my view here so y'all can see. What up? How's it going? We're back. Another day, another round of storms that may or may not be moving into the Wisconsin area, which we'll talk about that in just a second. But just want to say hello. CJ's in here. How's it going, CJ? Bubba Plays, good to see you. Andrew's in here. How's it going? We got the whole squad in here today. Andrew's hitting us with the cheese emoji. Oh yeah. Wisconsin is the way to go. The cheese state, the best state, because it has cheese. Everyone loves cheese. But yeah, hope y'all are doing good on this nice, what is today? Tuesday? No, Wednesday morning. I'm losing track of time. I'm losing my mind. But we're here. We have made it. Doreen, how's it going? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. We got a lot of weather to discuss here. And we're just gonna cruise right on into things, I think. I believe that's gonna be our plan. So we got couple storm systems that are going to be working their way on through Wisconsin today and tomorrow. Maybe a little bit more storm potential this weekend, but we'll get to that later on down the road, a couple days from now, once we have more certainty as to what's going on. But yeah, we have a very active stretch of weather. That's what we got. So enough dilly-dallying. Let's move right along with this week's weather story. It's Ridge Runner season. That's what time it is. CJ just became a member. Welcome to the cheese curd squad, CJ. Yeah, for all of you who are interested in channel memberships, those are available now. So if you want to get some behind the scenes looks at everything coming in, y'all can join CJ here and join the any of the different ranks that we have and become a channel member. Directly supports the channel and helps me bring these storms live to you guys, not just here on the computer, but also live out in the field when we're storm chasing. We're going to talk about that a little bit more at the end of the stream. But yeah, thank you for becoming a member, CJ. Really appreciate it. But anyways, back into things. It is Ridge Runner season. It's that time of year. Here's what we got. This is our a map of our jet stream. And as we can see, we have this big area of high pressure built up over the southern United States, kind of Great Plains, southwest United States, down in this region here. And essentially what that's doing is that's forcing all the upper level winds up and over, creating this ridge pattern. And this is going to act as our storm highway over the next couple days. And that highway tracks right through the high plains down into the Great Lakes region with Wisconsin in the crosshairs. So that's why we have severe weather risks in place for today and for tomorrow too. Today looks like mostly in western Wisconsin. We have a slight risk from La Crosse kind of extending upwards towards Rhinelander near the upper peninsula border, with a little bit of an enhanced risk in far northern Wisconsin. With that, and then on tomorrow we have that marginal risk in far southeast Wisconsin. We're going to talk about tomorrow a little bit more. Tomorrow's forecast is a bit more complex, but yeah, we're going to just dive into things, kind of break these forecasts down as best we can so that you guys are weather aware and you know what's coming up. So, starting off with today, as we said, we have that slight risk in western Wisconsin extending northward towards the upper peninsula with that tiny enhanced risk area in far northern Wisconsin. Now, what's driving this system is we have a lot of fuel for our storms. These are our CAPE values. This is our convective available potential energy. We have kinetic energy, which is energy that's in motion, and potential energy, which is energy that has the potential to be converted to kinetic energy, be used in motion. So this is kind of our fuel for our storms. You can see we have a lot of it built up in Minnesota, and that's kind of where our storms are going to be firing, and they'll be working their way into western Wisconsin throughout the day and into the overnight hours. Along with that, we also have our trigger for the storms. Is this little, it's hard to see here because it's cropped out a little bit, but we have a shortwave in northern Minnesota that's going to be popping up some thunderstorms there throughout the day. That's why they have that enhanced risk up there. I believe it's mostly for damaging winds and large hail. But yeah, this is going to be our triggering mechanism for today's storms in far northern Wisconsin. Now, really quickly, before we break into the timing for this event, I just want to show you guys what it looks like out there right now, because we already have thunderstorms underway. We have this line of storms in Minnesota that's kind of creeping its way southward. If this radar image will load, you can see it's kind of hanging out around the Albert Lee area, slowly working its way down south from there. It's taking a second here, but yeah, you can see that kind of southward motion, kind of southeast approaching, kind of heading down towards southwest Wisconsin, Platteville, La Crosse, kind of that corridor is where we're just kind of going to be watching for this line of storms to make its way through this afternoon. Nothing severe warned on it right now, just a line of strong thunderstorms, maybe some strong winds, maybe a little bit of hail. There was a severe thunderstorm warning up here not too long ago, but that has since expired. So just a strong line of thunderstorms that will be making its way into Wisconsin later this afternoon. This is tracking into that slight risk area, I believe. So there's the potential that this kind of gets re-energized and maybe we'll get severe warned at some point again. But as of right now, just a strong line of thunderstorms that's working its way through. But besides that, let's break into the timing for this event. So we have that line of storms kind of sitting up in Minnesota right now, kind of around 1 p.m. That storm cluster will probably start working its way down towards the Wisconsin border. Oh, the animation was messed up there. My bad. Around 5 p.m. you can see those storms are well into Wisconsin, making their way on through. And if we look in northern Wisconsin here, you can see we have a couple little thunderstorms popping up on this computer model. That's our shortwave in action there, triggering those storms with that very unstable environment that those storms are going to be firing in, which will fuel that severe weather hazard, and also maybe a brief severe weather potential with anything that might get organized on this little complex of storms as it works its way through Wisconsin later this afternoon. Once again, mostly damaging winds and a hail potential with that. Nothing super crazy. And then as we get into the evening, 7 p.m., that line of storms is well into southern Wisconsin, continuing its way southeast, probably weakening at this point too as it's moved out of the more volatile environment and transitioned to more of a damaging wind risk. As you can see with this kind of linear shape to it, generally when you have these lines of storms is when you have more of a damaging wind potential. And up north you can see we have another line of storms beginning to work its way southeast here into northern Wisconsin, the northern Wisconsin border here, the border with Minnesota. And then 10 p.m. you can see we have this line of thunderstorms kind of fizzles out, moves out of here into Illinois. And then we also have this line of storms. This model has it as a broken line of storms. That's one of the questions with this setup, is just how will this line of storms evolve. But you can see a line of storms extending through northern Wisconsin from the upper peninsula border, kind of through Eau Claire and maybe down towards Indianapolis and southwestward from there. So if we break down the specific hazards that the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted, you can see again we have that enhanced risk, far northern Wisconsin, slight risk kind of down southeastward from there, in the northwest parts of the state, western parts of the state, and that marginal risk area kind of taking up the rest of the state, with a small sliver left behind of just general thunderstorms in extreme southeast Wisconsin. Tornado risk, we have a Storm Prediction Center did put out a 5% for tornadoes today. Most of that risk area is in Minnesota, and I have a feeling that we won't see a huge tornado potential in Wisconsin just because we'll likely see those storms transition into that large line later in the evening, which will kind of shunt the tornado possibility, but that risk is still there for western Wisconsin. 5% up here, basically what this means, if you were to put a pin within this 5% risk area, within a 25-mile radius of that pin, there's a 5% chance of a tornado tracking within that vicinity. Wind is going to be the big thing. You can see we have a 30% risk area for severe wind gusts. I believe that's 56 miles per hour is the severe criteria. You can see that 30% risk area in far northern Wisconsin, with 15% extending downward from there and 5% kind of taking up that marginal risk area that we just showed you guys. And then large hail. Large hail is going to be another very real potential with this storm today. You can see we have those black hatch marks. That means that there is the potential for significant hail, which is 2 inches or greater. So combine that with some strong winds, you got a potential for some nasty storms with wind-driven hail. Hopefully that threat doesn't materialize, but definitely something you got to be aware of if you're in far northern Wisconsin. You can see that 30% risk of 2-inch or larger hailstones, which is some pretty good hail. I've driven through that type of stuff, and yeah, it'll mess you up pretty good. The main question with this forecast as of right now is the evening storms. We kind of looked at that a little bit with that, if we go back here, back through our timeline, you can see we have this kind of broken line of storms on this computer model. Other computer models have this line kind of filled in with a more robust severe weather threat. The main question is just how will that line of storms evolve throughout the afternoon? And if we can get a larger line of storms that's kind of filled in, we'll likely see a more substantial damaging wind threat. If it's more of a broken line, that wind threat will be less and will probably be more of a hail risk for northern Wisconsin this evening. Now, before we move along, that was quite a bit of stuff we just kind of went through. I want to turn it back to chat, see what y'all are saying. If y'all have any questions about this severe weather threat for later today in northern Wisconsin, extending down to western Wisconsin, really kind of filling in the whole state here with this marginal risk. So if y'all have any questions about today's forecast, now's your time to ask away. I will be having my eyes on chat here over the next minute or two while we wait for some questions to trickle in. If not, we'll move right along to the day I know a lot of chasers are kind of eyeing, which is tomorrow. So CJ saying hello. Yeah, we got all sorts of people in chat today. Good afternoon now. It is afternoon. We started the stream with a late morning. Now we're into the early afternoon. Will these storms come through Waukesha County? I believe that earlier line we were looking at will kind of make its way through Waukesha later this evening. I believe around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. If we go to the radar right now, you can see here it is. Up in Minnesota. This is that complex of storms that we're watching that could make it down into the Waukesha area. But as of right now, the computer models have it, as it comes into Waukesha, kind of on the downward trend. So not a major severe weather risk, but it is Waukesha is still under that severe weather potential, which you'll have to keep an eye on it. Fortunately, nothing super major. Mainly the chance for some stronger winds and maybe a few hailstones here and there. SPC Day 2 Outlook should release in 20 minutes. We will take a look at that if we are still live within that time. I know the Storm Prediction Center upgrades their risk for tomorrow at 12:30. So if we're still live at that time, we'll take a look. But if not, I'll post it on the community tab so that y'all can see it. But yeah, I'm not seeing any other questions coming in. So thank you. Of course, no problem. Anytime. Gotta make sure y'all are weather aware. I know this this severe weather threat for today has kind of gone under the radar because all the bulk of it is up north. So want to make sure y'all are staying aware that there is still the potential for storms kind of farther south. But yeah, I'm not seeing any other questions about today's forecast. So we will move on to tomorrow. But yeah. Hopefully nothing really bad happens. I don't want to be out there while there's a warning while you're trying to sleep. Hopefully it's not at that level. I don't believe it will be, but gotta keep an eye on these storms. Sometimes they can be a little sneaky. Fortunately, it looks like these storms, as they come through southern Wisconsin this evening, will kind of be on the downward swing. But yeah, if there's no other questions, we can move right along to tomorrow's forecast. That's the day I'm eyeing personally as for the storm chasing potential, just because it's kind of in a more chaseable terrain as opposed to way up north with all the trees. I know that's the day CJ and Andrew had their eyes on too. You can see we have this marginal risk area right now with a slight risk in Illinois. That marginal kind of extends into far southeast Wisconsin. The main question with tomorrow's forecast is going to be the placement of a cold front, which we will take a look at here. Basically, this is going to be our trigger for storms tomorrow. Question is, where exactly will this set up? If this is farther north, we could see more of a severe weather threat in southern Wisconsin. Or if it's south of the Illinois border, Wisconsin could skip out on the severe weather potential entirely, which would be ideal. So let's take a look. We also have lots of fuel available for these storms. These are our CAPE values. You can see we have this model has a big blob of CAPE along the Illinois border later on in the afternoon. So if you're near the Wisconsin-Illinois border, tomorrow's going to want to be the day you're going to want to keep an eye on. Everyone in southern Wisconsin should really have their eyes on this, just in case this cold front does kind of slow down and set up farther north. But as of right now, it looks like it's trending closer to the Illinois border. If we go through the timing for tomorrow's event, 7 a.m., you can see we have that cluster of storms kind of exiting southern Wisconsin down here. Those overnight storms will be working their way on out of the region. 12 p.m., we have rain developing along that cold front in northern Wisconsin, extending into central Wisconsin. And then this is the question of the day. Where will this activity be? This is 5 p.m. We can see we have thunderstorms developing along that cold front, kind of draped across the Illinois border. Question is, of course, where will this cold front set up? Because that's going to really impact the placement of where these storms are. If you're a Wisconsinite and you don't want severe weather tomorrow, you're going to want this cold front further south in Illinois. Now, if we go through the specific hazards that are kind of outlined right now, you can see we have a 2% risk area for tornadoes kind of extending through Illinois right now. Wisconsin is not included in that tornado risk. You can see we have the damaging wind threat. Wisconsin is slightly included within that 5% risk area, but the bulk of that, again, looks to be in Illinois. And then same thing with the hail risk, 5% with a 15 down in Illinois. So as of right now, the consensus between the computer models is that cold front will be right on the Illinois border in the afternoon, working its way on south, which hopefully, ideally means Wisconsin will skip out on the bulk of the severe weather potential, ideally just seeing rain with maybe a few rumbles of thunder in there. But of course, that cold front placement will be a major factor. Another major factor on tomorrow's severe weather setup is that morning round of storms that will be working its way through overnight. Depending on how long those kind of linger around, that will determine how much fuel is available for our storms. So if those storms kind of hang around for a while and it takes a long time for them to clear out, that could lessen the impact of those storms later on in the afternoon, because we won't have the sun to come out, kind of bake things up, get things boiled, and get our atmosphere cooking. Now, another thing with this ridge setup that we have our eye on is the chance for heat. It's gonna get hot over the next couple days. Down in here, down in the dome of this ridge is what we call the heat dome. And as this kind of works its way across the country over the next couple days, these things move slow, so it's going to take some time to kind of nudge this high pressure out of here. But it's going to get really, really warm. You can see this is our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You can see we have a 90% chance of above average heat, and we're already in June. So yeah, it's going to be pretty warm this weekend, or not even this weekend, just over the next couple days. So definitely going to want to have a way to keep cool with the high heat if you're doing anything outdoors. Now, before we move along to our 5-day forecast, I want to turn the tables back to you guys again. If y'all have any other questions about this this setup, whether it's today's severe weather setup, tomorrow, or even the heat that we have coming up. If you'll have anything, the floor is open for questions right now. So go ahead and put those in chat, and I'll do my best to answer those for y'all. CJ says he'll be going out tomorrow. I'm thinking the same thing, CJ. I've got my eye on the Rochelle area as of right now, but could change depending on where that cold front goes. Let's see, let's go back to our temperature map. Yeah, I think this weekend especially is going to be exceptionally warm. I was kind of looking at when I was making the 5-day for this week, I was looking at those temperature maps. I was like, oh, that's going to be a doozy. CJ says, thinking east or south of Davenport. That's a good spot. Andrew's got his eye on Princeton, Illinois. Another good spot there for our storm chasers that are in chat today. I got my eye on Rochelle for storm chasing tomorrow. It's kind of what I'm looking at. But yeah, if y'all don't have any other questions, we can move right along to our 5-day forecast. So, starting off in Eau Claire, we have that chance of thunderstorms today with that severe weather risk. High temperature around 80 degrees. Looks like tomorrow it's going to be mostly rainy. Maybe a few chances for a rumble of thunder. High temperature around 80. Friday looks like it's going to be the best day of the week, at least from what I've seen. High temperature around 80 degrees, partly cloudy. Saturday, chance of rain returns with the potential for our next storm system kind of working its way in. High temperature around 75, and Sunday, chance of rain, high temperature of 82. Rhinelander, similar story. Chance of thunderstorms today with that storm system. It looks like Rhinelander, the thunderstorm chance is going to be later in the evening with that line of storms that we were looking at kind of working its way down from Minnesota. High temperature around 82 degrees. Thursday, rain, high temperature around 80. Friday, high temperature 77, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, 75 degrees, chance of rain. Sunday, high temperature 82, another chance of rain. Green Bay, once again, it looks like the bulk of the thunderstorm activity is going to be later on this evening into overnight with that line of storms working its way on down. High temperature around 82 degrees. Thursday, chance of rain, high temperature around 80. Friday, high temperature of 77, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, chance of rain, high temperature around 75. And Sunday, chance of rain, high temperature around 82. Now, La Crosse, you're in a unique situation where we're going to see that line of storms that's working its way on through at the moment, and then another potential for a line of storms working its way on through overnight. High temperature around 85 degrees. Thursday, it looks like La Crosse will skip out on a lot of the thunderstorm activity. There's the potential for a rumble of thunder or two, but it looks like it's going to be mostly rain. High temperature around 82 degrees. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high temperature around 80. If you're looking for a nice day to do something outside with all this rain in the forecast, looks like Friday is going to be your day to do it. High temperature around 77 degrees on Saturday, chance of rain, and chance of thunderstorms Sunday with a high temperature around 85. Wisconsin Dells, it looks like the Dells is going to kind of skip out on the bulk of the thunderstorm activity during the day today. However, there is still that chance of thunderstorms later on in the afternoon. There will definitely be a chance of a few rain showers near the Dells throughout the day today. High temperature around 82 degrees. Thursday, chance of rain, high temperature around 82. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high temperature around 77. Saturday, chance of rain, high temperature of 77. And Sunday, chance of thunderstorms returns with a high temperature of 85. Oshkosh. Looks like Oshkosh, you're going to be experiencing the nighttime round of thunderstorms this evening. It looks like that daytime round is going to kind of skip out on the Oshkosh area, passing just to the south. High temperature around 82 degrees. Thursday, chance of rain, high temperature around 82. Friday, nice day, 77 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, chance of rain returns, the temperature of 77. Sunday, a high temperature of 85 with that chance of thunderstorms. Now Madison. Madison's in a unique position. We have that chance of thunderstorms later in the evening tonight as that line of storms that we were looking at kind of works its way through. This is going to be the first round. Or we do have the potential for more thunderstorms later on overnight with that line that we were looking at from up north. Depending on how that holds together, it is possible that that line kind of breaks apart and it's just the threat for some rain overnight. High temperature around 85 degrees. Thursday, we have that chance of thunderstorms with our cold front moving through. High temperature around 85. Friday, high temperature around 80, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, high temperature around 80, chance of rain. Sunday, high temperature around 85, chance of thunderstorms. And finally, Milwaukee. Milwaukee, you have that chance of thunderstorms later on this evening with that line of storms kind of working its way on through. And a chance for thunderstorms late tonight into early tomorrow morning with the line of storms moving down from the north, depending on how that all holds together. Once again, it is possible that line of storms late tonight into early tomorrow morning kind of fizzles, and it's just an early morning rain shower. High temperature around 85 degrees. Thursday, we have that chance of thunderstorms again with that cold front pushing through. That's going to be posing our severe weather risk. High temperature around 85. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high temperature around 77. Saturday, chance of rain, high temperature around 80. And Sunday, chance of thunderstorms with high temperature around 85. Now, I want to turn things back to you one more time. Just any final questions before we move along for the end of this stream. I already see some Are we going to get some good storms in the Green Bay area? It looks like later this evening, Green Bay may be up for some stronger thunderstorms. Green Bay is in that severe weather risk. If we look at our current forecast models right now, you can see we have that line of storms kind of working its way in overnight tonight. This is a newer run. It has that all kind of congealed together into a larger line of storms that kind of works its way through Wisconsin tonight. And then, so yeah, Green Bay, definitely a chance of some thunderstorms this evening. Is Waukesha going to see rain on Saturday? It looks like there is the chance of rain in Waukesha on Saturday. This is still a couple days away, so be prepared just in case the forecast does change. Same thing goes for Sunday's chance of thunderstorms. But yeah, it looks like Waukesha, there is the potential for some rain showers kind of later on Saturday as that next kind of storm system swings on up through. Once again, this is still a couple days away, so take it with a grain of salt. There is the potential for this forecast to change, and I'll be posting updates throughout the week just in case things do change. But yeah, if y'all don't have any other questions, I believe we can get this stream all wrapped up. Once again, if you want to know where to get updates, these are the good sources for you guys: National Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center, and of course your local TV and radio stations who do a great job covering these local severe weather events. So yeah, stay weather aware this today and tomorrow, because there might be a couple rounds of thunderstorms depending on where you are in Wisconsin. But yeah, with that, I believe we are good to end today's stream. Want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. All my other socials are down below. Once again, channel memberships are also available. Oh, hold on. I'm being told I should show the new Storm Prediction Center outlook for tomorrow. And yes, we do now have, this is the new update for the storm prediction from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow's severe weather threat. And you can see that slight risk is now right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border, with that marginal risk kind of looping up into southern Wisconsin a little bit, kind of right along I-94. We turn on the interstates here. I-94 is just to the north of that. Tornado risk, we have that 2% tornado potential just south of the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Damaging wind risk. It looks like damaging winds is going to be the main thing tomorrow. We have that 5% chance for damaging winds in southern Wisconsin, with the bulk of the damaging wind threats staying just south. And also large hail is a possibility. 5% for hail in southern Wisconsin, with that 15 right on the Illinois border. And that significant risk for 2-inch hailstones farther south in Illinois. Same thing with the damaging wind threat. That chance for significant damaging winds farther south of the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Oh, sorry about that. Just bumped my microphone. But yeah, this is the new outlook for tomorrow's severe weather risk. Kind of got posted a few minutes early, so kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, so yeah, y'all are seeing it here. New outlook for tomorrow's severe weather threat. So stay weather aware. If you're in southern Wisconsin, the placement of that cold front is going to really determine future severe weather outlooks as we approach the final few hours before tomorrow's severe weather event. But yeah, before we wrap up, so just show you guys that real quickly. And before we kind of head out, I do have a new video that I'm going to be publishing right after this live stream. I literally have the page to edit the visibility pulled up. So we'll flip that to public so all you guys can see this video. This is from the June 3rd storm chase that we live streamed here on this channel, and the live streaming mission that we were on to kind of provide you guys with live storm coverage with some of the storms that we saw that day. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to be switching that here in just a second so that you all can kind of see that and enjoy that video. So actually, I'll switch it right now. There we go. All right, that video is now public for you guys. So once again, just kind of wrapping up, giving my final thank yous. Want to thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's live stream. And yeah, if you want to see that new video, it is now public. So go over there and check that out. Hope you all enjoyed it. Depending on how the severe weather setup plays tomorrow, it looks like I might be live down in Illinois storm chasing. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll be posting updates throughout the rest of the day into tomorrow as that severe weather risk kind of works its way on in. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Mr. McKinney's in chat. How's it going, Mr. McKinney? Good to see ya. You caught us right at the end here. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Once again, new video is now public for you guys, so you can go check that out. and I'll be posting updates throughout today into tomorrow as we move along in this 2-day back-to-back severe weather risk. So hope you enjoyed this live stream, and we'll be back again soon.